Okay, so Russ said he wanted me to record some stuff here, so I will, well, I guess first I can show you what it looks like to have a ship in orbit. Alright, here's the space map screen. This line shows my orbit, and that's the moon and its orbit. And here's my currently orbiting ship. It's Moon Shoes. And that's what it looks like now. It was bigger. It had a whole lot more tanks and engines on it. But they used their fuel and were discarded and now are debris either in space or on the planet. That's really cool looking. So this is supposed to be a lunar lander, or a mooner lander. Eventually I want to take the orbit here, set a new orbit to intercept with the moon's orbit, and at that intercept point I'll be in close proximity with the moon, and I will be able to land on it by jettisoning off all of this extra stuff. There's this fuel tank, or these fuel tanks are what's fueling these rocket engines here. And then when I run out of fuel, I can jettison those off with a separator here. And this is another fuel tank, and there's another engine. So I can hopefully use that to get into orbit with the moon. And then once I'm there and am getting ready to land, I can hopefully use what's left of the fuel here to nullify or negate all horizontal velocity I might have, so that I can pop this off and use these little motors or engines and safely land on the moon. And these are my landing gears. And it'll hopefully be the start of a little moon base. This whole rocket's really a design I saw on YouTube, but you know what, you gotta start somewhere. I didn't even hardly know how to get a rocket off the planet, but I seem to have figured it out at this point. At least mostly. So, I guess I can go make a ship, or at least show you what the ship looked like in its original form. Moon shoes. Alright. As you can see, it was a whole heck of a lot bigger. All of those are just engines and fuel. And I guess later at some point, if I ever make a video that shows you how to build a rocket, I can explain these engine configurations as well as what's up with these fuel lines. But This is essentially a really fuel efficient way to get into space without using ginormous engines like this one. I mean, look at that. That one's huge in comparison to any single one of those. But these, well, there's 5 of them. There's these 4, and then one little guy in the middle, right there. You can kind of see it. I can't really select it, but it's in there. And those 5 seem to use really less fuel than this one big guy. I don't know, I'm probably wrong about that. I'm not really sure how to tell their fuel consumption, to be honest with you. But, hey, it works. And that's all I really care about. It works. So yeah, and like this one's power is 1500, and I have one of these at 200, 4 of these 215. So what's that? 860. So 1060, not quite as powerful as that on its own. You know, if I had one of these on each one of these tanks, it would have a higher output. I guess it would reach space more quickly. I guess. I'm not really sure. But I'm still thinking that this one does use more fuel, so I definitely like these in their configuration. It's pretty awesome. Again, I just went to YouTube and found a video of a guy who was building a lunar lander to make a space base, or a moon base. And again, this is almost piece for piece his ship. So I didn't think this one up on my own. Maybe once I get better at it, I can. So all this is really just for show. The lights they do work. This is this little thing right here is a giant battery, and these are solar panels. So once you're up on the moon, you can deploy those, and they're going to recharge the battery. So these lights are going to work all the time. Hey, look, it's Russ. And these are like comm tower thingies. They're not going to do anything. These are gravioli detectors. Some Kerbal term. It essentially just supposed to tell you what the gravity is like. Again, it doesn't do anything as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I'm aware. It might. I don't know. I've never used one. But you know what? That's my rocket. It's pretty cool. It's pretty big. I guess I can just show you what it's like to launch it. I won't make too much difference having another one up in space. Besides, if I mess up the first one, I have this one to play around with. So here we go. It's nighttime in my game, so this should look pretty cool, actually. Alright, you'll notice that my little duper down here is whoosh, like going all over the place. I mean, something's not stable, but oh, it's my engines. I tried my hardest to fix that, and it didn't work, but it didn't seem to affect me last time. So, alright. Turn on my stabilization, throttle up, and there it goes. I apologize if that's really loud. It is really loud, actually, but look Look at that. It's like living in Florida, right? It looks like a launch from our own backyard. But here you see I'm climbing in altitude pretty quick. My fuel's going down so I can let you see what it looks like to lose a stage. So fuel is out and poof, 2 gone. Still climbing, still climbing, still climbing. What I'm going to do is turn off stabilization, and I'm going to kind of angle myself a little bit. That's kind of a lot of it. And stabilization again. I'm going all over the place. That's not cool. There we go. Kind of better. I'm going up. And here's a jettison again in a moment. And I'm now about to leave the thickest part of the atmosphere. Hope you can hear me. I'm sorry. I'm about to leave the thickest part of the atmosphere, which means it's going to be a lot easier to climb into space. So let me go ahead and see if I can straighten myself out. This nav ball is your friend, by the way. And that's pretty close to straight. Also, this rocket configuration, or this engine configuration rather, I get no overheating, which is wonderful. Don't need my landing gears down. That landing gears, if I was up to this stage here, which is my lunar lander, that would put the landing legs up and down. Okay, we're getting up there. I'm about to lose my last extra rockets. But that's okay, because we are almost in space, and we've got quite a good bit of fuel left. Look at that. Look how slow it goes down this way. It's awesome. Throttle down a little bit. Because I, my friends, am in space. I'm headed right at the moon almost. Look at that. In space and ascending. Where is the sun? I guess it's behind the Earth. I can't see it. That's the only way I can see my ship. Okay, so I want to set into another orbit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here. I'm going to add a maneuver. I'm going to use this guy to extend. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I will add a maneuver right about here at my apoapsis. steep ascent. Let's see if I can get myself okay, so I'm aimed that way. I don't want to aim that way. I want to aim towards oops, wrong way. Towards this point here. Okay, maybe. If I'm lucky, I can get there. Stop moving that way. Welp, I am kind of in a bad position right now. Let me stop spinning. Y'all the other direction, you crazy ship. Come on. Come on. As you can see, I'm pretty steadily descending, which I really do not want. Let's see if I can aim myself upwards. And wow. Even with my stability on, I'm going crazy. Crap, 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 crap. Well, it was easy the first time. I had a much better trajectory. And I'm headed straight for Earth. That's probably the worst thing possible. Oh, I don't think I can save this one, folks. And that's re-entry. Trying to release all my stages, but we're all falling at the same speed, so all I'm gonna do is fall. Kaboom. Kaboom. Well, that was unsuccessful, obviously. But again, it's doable. I mean, if I can get that sucker up into space, orbiting in a fixed, stable orbit around the Earth, so can you. Still really cool looking. Anyway, so that was the first real short, well, I guess it wasn't short, basic video. No instructions at all as to how to do anything, but whatever. Just playing around. Anyway, till next time.